What's up, guys? Specstar here today with my first battle of the UTL League, and I'm going up here against Sawk, a man who just a few weeks ago was trying to end my life, and we're going up against him here in our debut battle in this league, and he's got himself a team consisting of Victini, Hoopa, Megaseptile, Rotom Wash, Drapion, and Mandibuzz. And let me switch over to my team here. Get the right angle set up. And my first Pokemon here is my Tyranitar. And I am physically defensive, which helps me deal with Teeny. Pursuit, something I'd love to get off on that thing, which opens things up for my Comfey down here. Victini is the only real fairy answer, and if I can get that thing Pursued, then I get to bring my Comfey in, and Comfey gets to do the work. Rocks, of course, just very nice to have them up this matchup, and it's one of my two Pokemon which can get them up. And Roar covers setup from anything. Oh, what was it? There's something in particular that I wanted it for, but I don't remember. There's a few things that could potentially set up on his team, and Roar helped me deal with some of them. And next up I have the greatest regenerator core there is, the Tangrowth Tangela core. Yep, I brought both of them. I had to bring it once, and I thought this might be my week to bring the Tangela Tangrowth core. Tangela outspeeds with this much investment Azumarill, and if it belly jumps I can come in and Leaf Storm the thing and take it out. And Tangrowth is just a great wall for his team on the special side, deals with a lot of his best special attackers, and especially Megaseptile if it is special. So that's kind of my thought process bringing this to core. HP Ice on both, of course, for the HP Ice on both for the Megaseptile. Leaf Storm over Giga Drain on the Tangela to make sure I can take out Azu. And of course, because this one's a Violite, not a Assault Vest, I got the Sleep Powder and Leech Seed, which just have some potential in this matchup. Next up, I have got my Comfey, which is Synthesis, Calm Mind, Draining Kiss, and Aromatherapy. Aromatherapy is just great to deal with the kind of status he can throw off in this game. It's great for my regen core. It's great for the whole team. Also great for Comfey. Of course, Synthesis, Draining Kiss, pretty self-explanatory. Going for Calm Mind in this matchup just because I think I can very easily win if I get rid of Teeny by setting up some Calm Minds with this Pokemon. And that's my thought process there. Next up, I have Lycanroc with a Lycanium Z Sandrush. And what is my speed for? I want to outpace as fast as Scarfer. Which was it? You guys know I suck at remembering things. But anyway, this was set to outpace as fast as Pokemon with the Scarf in the sand. And I'm Z Stone Edge with Swords Dance, Accelerock, and Drill Run. Accelerock, of course, for potentially when this thing's out with no sand up. And if I wear the team down, I can potentially win, or at least pick some things off by clicking Accelerock. He actually has the lack of a real rock resist, so I was looking forward to Lycanroc's matchup there. And lastly, I have Piloswine, and the bottom move you can't see is Earthquake. Of course, the Violite, physically defensive with Rocks, Ice Shard, Toxic, and Ice Shard, of course, for Sceptile, Toxic for things like Mandibuzz and so on, which this Pokemon can't punch through. So let's switch back to the replay here and get my right angle set up. There we go. Gonna hit play here, and he's gonna lead off with Rotom, and I'm gonna lead off with Piloswine. I wanted to try and get Rocks up early, and I covered a teeny lead. So I'm gonna have to switch into my Tangela. He's gonna Wisp me. That's fine with me. So here, he's going to switch out into Mandibuzz as I'm going to go for a Sleep Powder. I'm going to miss. He was probably Overcoat anyway, so that probably didn't matter. I just want to get seeds off on this thing, but unfortunately I'm going to miss as he plucks and does 0. That is not real damage by that Mandibuzz. So I'm just going to click Seeds again here because of how little that did. He's going to go into Teeny, and here's the thing. Here's the thing about Teeny. If he ever goes for V-Create, then my T-Tar can click Pursuit, and then Comfey wins. So I'm not scared of this thing clicking V-Create. I don't really want Tangela to get too weakened by a banded U-turn though, so I'm going to go into my Piloswine here. He is going to bring in his Hoopa, and I'm going to switch out into my Tangrowth, which should be a good answer to it, as I'm Assault Vest Max Special Defense. Here I'm just going to click Knock Off, pretty good catch-all move for whatever he could potentially do here. He's going to bring in Drapion, and I'm going to go into my Piloswine here. He gets Toxic Spikes, and I do not have removal, so that is actually pretty scary for me. I'm just going to decide to get him my Rocks here, since it's not looking like he's going to be defogging anytime soon. He'll get up his second layer of Toxic Spikes as I throw off an Earthquake. And here, I thought he would probably want to bring in Rotom. That was my thought process here, because Drapion could be useful as a sack later in the game. So I'm actually just going to make a prediction and click Toxic, and he actually decides to click P-Jab, so not what I was expecting there. I'll throw off a Toxic for nothing, and here I now see that he's just going to keep the thing in, so I'm going to throw off an Earthquake here. And I'm going to take it down, and Piloswine will get our first KO of the season here. So next up, he's going to bring in his Victini. There's no real point in me trying to save Piloswine, not against that nuke. I'm just going to let the thing go down. Nice to get those rocks, that rocks damage on Teeny. It's starting to get in range of Comfey. He's going to bring out Mandibuzz. I'm going to bring in Lycanroc just because it's the thing he has the least ability to switch into. And here I am just deciding to go for my Z, because that makes sure that I will get a KO here, no matter what. Literally anything he brings in will get KO'd by my Z, so it's nice to fire this thing off here. That's just what I'm gonna do. He'll decide to leave Mandibuzz in. I couldn't Swords Dance because I didn't want to risk that thing going for a foul play. And it's nice to see that Pokemon go down. Gonna be 5-4 in my favor now at this point. He brings out his Rotom. I'm very comfortable going into my Tangela on this thing. He'll Pain Split, but it's not doing too much here. And now his Overcoat Mon is gone, so I'm gonna throw off his Sleep Powder. Wasn't scared of him going Sceptile. I have Hidden Power Ice, so that wasn't a switch I was worried about him making. And here I'm gonna switch out my T-Tar, predicting him to go Victini actually. Instead he's gonna go Mega Sceptile, so that's a bummer on me. Surprised to see that thing switching on a Tangela, but nah, not too surprised. I'm gonna go here to my Tangrowth, and he's gonna Mega and Swords Dance. I calced it. I'm pretty much surviving anything he could go for here with my Tangrowth, so I'm just gonna click Hidden Power Ice. He'll fire off an X-Scissor. We will survive that because Tangrowth is just a beast, and we're both gonna go down to Sand here. Well, I go down to Poison, he goes down to Sand, but it was the both of them. And here he's going to bring in his Victini, and I'm going to go into my Tangela, which covered better him going into Rotom or Hoopa, which I thought was more likely. I bring in my T-Tar on the Victini, he goes for V-Create, and it is time to see this Pokemon drop. I think if he went for a U-turn, it would have been very close to Comfey range anyway at this point with rocks up, so... But it is nice to just see this Pokemon go down. And now it's looking good for Comfey. I just have to worry about Hoopa. I can't let that thing set up a sub. That's my thought process here. So I'm just going to go ahead and click Pursuit here. And he will take me down with a Shadow Ball. And here I'm going to decide I want to go into my Comfey because I thought there was a very high possibility that he was actually going to be Scarfed or something like that here. And he's going to go for a Z Alley switch and get that speed boost, which is some heat there, as I actually go for a Calm Mind to make sure I can wall this thing fairly comfortably. Here I'm just going to go for a Draining Kiss, and my thought process here was if He has Sawk. He has a good chance of being able to 2 KO me, and I want to make sure I start to get him in range of Accelerock, and I can get him in range of that. And he's just going to Psychic, so now I know my Comfey is going to be able to wall this thing. I'm going to Aromatherapy so I can Synthesis up without taking compounding damage. And it's just going to be a few turns here of me clicking Calm Mind, Synthesis, Calm Mind, Draining Kiss, Synthesis, Draining Kiss, Calm Mind, Draining Kiss. And since he's Painful and he keeps clicking it, I'm going to have to Calm Mind all the way up with Comfey here. And I will, and now Comfey is going to be able to clean things up for me. So I'm going to win this battle 3-0, which is a good start to the season for us. Comfey making a strong debut here. Also saw a little bit from my powerful regenerated core of Tangrowth and Tangela. More so Tangela. Tangrowth made a valiant sacrifice to take down the Sceptile, but Tangela had a pretty strong game. And Lycanroc had a pretty good KO there. Of course, MVP of this game would go to my boy Comfey, who just decided to clean things up for us. And that's going to be it for this battle. So we're going to start off 1-0 plus 3, and next week's, or this week, this week ends late, next week starts late, so my next battle may not be up for too long in this league, or it may take a little bit to be up while I butcher the English language here. It may take a little bit, yeah, and I just wanted to get this video up. I don't really like to sit on videos when I record them. I want to get them up. So this one's going to be up pretty soon, and then the next one will be up in quite a bit. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have yourselves a good night.